The Jefferson R7 Blue Jays are finally starting up their first season of full varsity football. The Jays played a partial varsity schedule last season and went 1-4. However, the junior varsity team from 2 years ago went undefeated, so the coaches and players are not under the mindset of building a program. They feel they can compete right now. Offensive lineman Stephen Clennon says it's been a long time coming.
Oh yes, waiting a while for this. It's going to be a long year. There's some good teams out there, but we're going to try to do our best.
Head coach Derek Scroggins was hired 4 years ago to build the program from scratch. He says it's been a very unique opportunity.
I looked at this job as a once-in-a-lifetime type of opportunity, and it's been great so far. I mean, being able to have the kids come in, you were able to set the bar as high as you wanted. The kids didn't know any better, and so they didn't know that most teams don't work this hard, or that this isn't, or that this is above expectations at other schools. And I mean, for them to be able to come in without any prior knowledge was a blessing, really. It had its downsides as well. We didn't have upperclassmen to kind of show them how to be successful and things along those lines, but I feel like in the 4 years they've definitely been able to do a good job of growing.
Scroggins says the off-season preparation has been very positive and they feel they are ready to go.
Where we were day one of camp was light years ahead of where we were day one of camp last year, and so just being able to grow and continue to develop has been tremendous. The guys have picked everything back up, have done a real good job of learning, and so it's allowed us to definitely move through more reps and with more layers. And so we've got, instead of just working our number ones out, we've got a little bit more depth now. Just from our older kids having known the system offensively and defensively for the last 3 years.
The offensive and defensive systems are not too challenging for the players to pick them up and learn.
We're going to run the ball most of the time. We run a wing T offense, and so they're going to get to see us run the ball most of the time. We have a couple of pass plays, but not a whole lot. We focus most of our time on doing a good job of executing a few number of plays and just try and do a few things really well as opposed to a lot of things poorly. And so our offense is pretty simple. Our defense is pretty simple. We just want to try and get the kids to play in those systems and do the best job they can.
With the Blue Jays implementing a power running style, the need for depth in the backfield has been a must-have.
We've got 4 or 5 guys who can end up seeing time carrying the ball. They do a pretty good job moving in space. Luke Dawson, that's a sophomore. Brock Boxtiegel's a junior. Connor Burrisaw's a junior. Josh McCorder's a senior. And then Austin Graves is a freshman that's been looking real good. And so we've got a handful of guys that can run with the football. And offensively, we should end up being pretty strong.
Derek Brumley will run the offense as the starting quarterback, and he has a solid group of linemen that will protect him and open up the holes for the ball carriers. It's not a beefy line, but the line has a lot of height and leverage. The one thing that many of the players have been talking about is unity and family. Just ask lineman Chad Faith.
I like how we're all coming together as a family, like Wyatt said. I like how like our running backs treat the offensive line good, offensive line treats the running backs good, everything like that. If we all work together as a team, there's a lot of potential.
The Blue Jays had lights installed this past spring, so like everyone in the area, there will be Friday night lights in the school district just south of Festus. The Jays open their first season of full varsity football on Friday, August 24th at home against John F. Kennedy. KJEF will broadcast their first Friday night home game that night. Reporting for Regional Radio Sports, I'm Ryan Reinheimer.